What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for another match preview, and we're here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, North London derby weekend impending. And if you can see that stand right behind me, that south stand, that is where 2,000 hopefully noisy Spurs fans will be in there Sunday 4:30. We won't be there. We weren't lucky enough to get a ticket in the ballot, but 2,000 of you lucky Spurs fans will be there. This is your match preview. How are you feeling about the game, Sim?
Yeah, look, you got to say Spurs are one of the form teams in the Premier League, so there's all you have to have a bit of confidence about you. I know everyone says, you know, form book goes out the window and things like that. With Arsenal sitting in 14th, they better hope the form book goes out the window. But I think in terms of how Jose Mourinho likes to set up his team, right, and in terms of how we approach games, I don't think I've ever been more confident of not losing a game, especially in North London derby. I've never been more confident of not losing a North London derby because Jose, first of all, he knows exactly how to play against Arsenal. He's done it time after time.
He's never lost
time.
at home to Arsenal ever.
Exactly, and for Chelsea, he always got under Arsenal's skin. Even for Man United, he got a few results against Arsenal, I think. So, you know, his first result last season, 2-1 win at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, first North London derby at home for us.
And everyone for that game really fancied Arsenal to win that game.
Yeah, because they were in good form and we won, and everyone thought Arsenal were really going to turn up. And, you know, I think we had the better of it that day, and we ended up getting the win. But I think the way we're defending this season and the way Arsenal are attacking...
Apart from last night, Thursday night.
Yeah, apart from last night. But you got to say, you know, we had a whole change back five, didn't we? Completely. So the way we're defending, the way Arsenal are attacking at the moment, it's going to be so... it's going to be a massive turn up for the form book for Arsenal to turn up to tomorrow on Sunday and win. It really would be.
I'll tell you the truth, yeah. I've been really confident coming into this game, but you can't write Arsenal off. You just can't. They're gonna come and show up for the first time this season. You know that.
I have no doubt in my mind this is going to be Arsenal's best performance of the season.
100%.
No doubt in my mind. But first of all, that's not really saying a lot considering how they've played this season. But is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? I think that, look, can they come here and get a draw? No doubt about it. Yeah. It's a game of football. But can they win? I don't know. I really don't think they can. I really don't think they can win.
I personally think they're going to show up on the weekend, and I think we're going to nick it. Just nick it. I think we obviously have the tools to win. We're the form side in the Premier League, but like we keep saying, form does go out the window for derby days. I know maybe North London derby isn't really the case a lot of the time in that sort of sense, but it's a derby at the end of the day, and anything can happen on a one-off game of football.
Of course, and you know you see Fulham beating Leicester, you know, you see results like that, so you never know. But I just think Jose, the way he's executed all his plans so far this season, I know, you know, Everton didn't go too well, but ever since then, pretty much, he's had a plan for most of our games, and he's executed it to perfection. And the way we've defended ever since our West Ham game, 1 goal conceded in 5 games, it's going to be very, very hard for Arsenal to score on Sunday. It really will.
It's going to be hard for them to score, and it's going to be hard for them to keep Kane and Sonny out as well.
Yeah.
Because Kane and Sonny, the best 2 partnership in Europe at the moment, as Jermaine Defoe rightly said last week. But look, like I keep saying, Arsenal are going to show up for sure, but they are shivering. They are so scared to come here this weekend.
Yeah,
they are so scared to come here this weekend. They are fearing the worst, and they should fear the worst. With the way, if the game was just done on form, the way the season's gone so far, Tottenham batter Arsenal 4-5-0 this weekend.
If I don't know about 4-5-0, but maybe. But what I would say is...
They lost 3-0 at home to Villa.
They did. What I would say is if this wasn't a North London derby, right, and it was just 2 teams, one top or one with Tottenham's form, one with Arsenal's form, Arsenal fans would be going into this game saying we're going to have a chance, when we're going to get absolutely battered, like there's no chance of winning this game. But because it's a North London derby, they go, oh, you never know.
Yeah,
form goes out the window.
They're just trying to cling on to a bit of pride, basically.
Exactly, but at the moment, the facts all stand up in Tottenham's favour, everything at the moment, which is, you know, sometimes that could also be a negative.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about a bit.
That can also be a negative, but the pressure, everyone says, you know, pressure's on Tottenham today, or put more pressure's on Tottenham because, you know, we're top of the league and we're challenging at the top of the moment and we're expected to win. So the pressure's on us. But how can you be 14th in the league, have 3 consecutive home defeats, lose 4 out of your last 5 games, lose 5 of your first 10 games of the season, and not be the manager more under pressure? If he loses he could be a couple of losses away from the sack, this guy, with the way things are going. So I don't understand this narrative that the more pressure's more Mourinho than it is Arteta. Arteta is under massive pressure to get a result in this game. If he doesn't get a result, he's under serious pressure.
Maybe it's just because there's no pressure on Arsenal, but just because they're doing so bad, they're just like everyone's just forgotten about them more. And a win is like a bonus for them this weekend, but it's expected from Tottenham. Yeah, that's what it is.
Mate, well, I know that's what they're saying, but Arsenal have to get a result this weekend. If they lose, Arteta is under serious. If he loses
Tony Pulis, you mean?
If he loses 6 of his first 11 games, you know what I compare his reign to so far? One Day Ramos. That's who he is.
Won a cup. And
exactly.
He's going to get sacked a few months later.
We saw improvements when One Day Ramos first came in. We're like, okay,
especially defensively.
Exactly. We're like, okay, we're looking all right. We won a cup. We're like, okay, got a trophy. Next season started awfully, shocking form. And he got sacked a few months later. And, I don't see that much of a difference right now between the reign of One Day Ramos and Arteta.
It's hard for me to agree with you, but
disagree.
It's hard for me to disagree with you in that kind of comparison. And you've got to say, Arteta surely is what? How many losses away now? If he loses 3 games in a row now, you're telling me he's not going to get sacked?
I don't know if it's 3 games. It's 3 games in a row.
No, I'm saying from now on, if he loses 3 more games in a row,
yeah, he probably will. Arsenal can't be in a relegation battle. They're not going to accept that. And for all the people saying Arteta wasn't backed, he needs his squad. He has a squad better than what he's showing at the moment. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
When you look at
he's had a worse first 30 games than Emery had the last 30 games.
Yeah, and that's a telling stat as well, because they were hounding Emery. They were not just sacked him, but they were hounding him out. The fans, hounding him out.
They really didn't like him. They hated the way the team was going. They hated the results on the football. And you're telling me the football's better now? No, it's probably worse now. To be honest, about how much shots they're happen.
They can't attack. They can't attack for toffee. Yeah. But when you look at the game on Sunday, how do you expect Arsenal to come here? Do you expect them to come here, 11 men behind the ball, and just hope for the odd counter attack?
They're gonna. I can only think they're going to try and do what they did to City and Chelsea in the FA Cup last season. Try and go back to that template.
Which they did quite well in.
They did. I'm assuming they're going to go back to 3 at the back because they've gone to 4 at the back last few games and it hasn't worked at all. Not only have they not looked good going forward, which they thought that it would solve moving away from 3 at the back, but they've also looked so much worse at the back in defence as well. So I expect them to go back to 3 at the back on Sunday. I expect them to sit deep, make it really hard for us, and I expect them to be a bit smarter than coming here and attacking us and a bit more like Chelsea, a bit smarter than how City came and just dominated and left so much space in behind. I don't expect Arsenal to do that. I don't. I think they're gonna give up more possession than people think, but I think Mourinho is gonna have a plan for it. I'm confident of that. And with the players like Kane and Son right now, they have their goals have they dried up a tiny bit since the West Ham game. They're not kind of in as electric form as they were, although they're still playing well. They're just not getting the numbers as they were. I still think we should have enough quality, definitely. With their midfield being quite non-existent at the moment, and their back 5 or 6 players really are not that strong. I back us to beat them in individual battles.
Surely you got to expect Ndombele, Sissoko, and Højbjerg completely dominate that midfield.
That's what I'm expecting, especially if they play a back 5, which I'm kind of half expecting. They're going to outnumber them in the middle. So then Ndombele is going to have a field day. He's going to have an absolute field day. I tell you that right now. They're not even if they had 3 in that midfield, they would struggle to contain him. But if with only 2, they're going to really struggle to get the ball off him. And he's going to be a big element to whether how much control we have in this game, I feel.
Yeah, no, I can't argue with you again at this stage. But looking at the game as well, what scoreline are you going for?
I said in my preview on AFTV, I said 3-1 Spurs.
Sticking with it.
I'm going to stick with it. I think we will. Look, I can't see anything other than at the moment the way things are. With Jose Mourinho in charge, Harry Kane's form in the North London derby, first North London derby with fans, and so it also has a definite element to it.
Yeah.
Definite element, because I think it's going to give the players a bit of a lift.
I just hope we get a few songs going. You know what I mean?
I hope so, but I think the players are going to show a bit more passion because of it.
Yeah.
I think even if it's 2000, it makes a bit of a difference. Every little helps.
Yeah,
so I think there's no chance Mourinho is going to take this game lightly. You know what I mean? He's not going to underestimate Arsenal in any way, shape, or form. He knows it's North London derby. He knows this kind of makes Tottenham's season for fans anyway when we win this game. and he's going to do everything in his power to get the 3 points on Sunday. He's not going to underestimate Arsenal, even if the fans are. He definitely won't, right? And he's going to come with a plan. And the way he's executed the plan the last couple of big games makes me think he's definitely going to get the win on Sunday. So I'm going 3-1.
You're going 3-1. I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs. I find it hard to see how Arsenal are going to score a goal unless it's from a corner, a free kick, or a set piece, or what have you.
Well, unless Aubameyang starts turning up again, because he really hasn't turned up.
You know, Aubameyang. You talk about Aubameyang turning up. He's coming out with a little bit of fighting talk this week.
What did he say?
Talking about how the players really need the scum players really need to step it up for Arsenal. This is the game where they can really turn their season around and what have you. Just talking rubbish, basically. He
is all talk a lot of the time, Aubameyang. That's just like with his contract. He signed it and he's now, done nothing.
2 goals in 10 games.
Yeah, it's definitely something weird. Because what's also weird was before he signed his contract, even this season, because he signed it on like the second game of the season, he scored 2 in 2. He was like on form, doing well. As soon as he signed his contract and the Community Shield against Liverpool, still Liverpool though, 2 good goals he scored. And since then, it just like nothing's come off for him. And I think this truly ended the Aubameyang versus Kane debate. If there ever was one,
I don't think there ever was one. It was
there's certain Arsenal fans that in the last 2 years,
it was all a Fugazi. It was all a Fugazi debate anyway.
It was only because Kane was injured.
It was only because Kane was injured and Aubameyang was on good form.
Yeah.
But form is temporary and class is permanent. That's what you need to remember, guys. But look, I'm going 2-0 Spurs. I find it hard to see how Arsenal are going to score. But I will say Arsenal are going to have probably their best game of the season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to nick it 2-0.
And you know what player always turns up against Tottenham? Willian.
Yeah.
Willian.
That's true.
So if
he's definitely scoring a free kick.
And he's going to start on Sunday. So he's probably going to have his one good game per season, isn't he? He hasn't played well at all really this season for Arsenal. And he's definitely going to turn up on Sunday. I definitely feel that. But you just got to say, when you look at all the matchups on the pitch, right? It's just the matchups on the pitch.
Man for man, we're betting them everywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, we are. You got to say that the squad, the levels in squad at the moment is very, very different. The depth, the squad depth, it's very different. Spurs are a lot higher at the moment, and I know it's very early days, but you can see it on the pitch, and I think it's bearing out on the results. You can see it on the league table, it definitely bears out. And with Arsenal have to get resolved. They lose on Sunday, I think they should start fearing for Arteta. I really do. 6 defeats in 11 games, man. You can't. It's very hard to survive that as a top 6 club. Yeah. And if they want to,
they're not a top 6 club. They finished 8th last year, and the best they can finish for this year is 7th at best. I'm telling you.
People forget that at the beginning of the season, everyone was favourites for them top 4.
It's all
favourites for Europa League.
Every year you get this Arsenal hype. Yeah. Every single year. The fans make the media believe this Arsenal hype, and I just don't get it. Every year they fall flat on their faces, and this year is going to be exactly the same.
They did a music video for Partey, and he's lost 3 of his first 4 games. Like they constantly are celebrating too early. Arsenal constantly celebrating what they think could happen. Yeah. And I think at the moment we're seeing Arsenal's true level. And look, I'm sure at some point they'll get back into the top half, but. I don't think it's going to be Sunday.
They'll stay up. I think they'll stay up.
As Roy Keane said. But I don't think it's going to be Sunday.
Yeah, look, as much as I want to stand here and say that we're going to absolutely wipe the floor with them and batter them, this is a North London.
I hope we do.
Look, I know, of course I hope we do, and I really am praying that we do, because they really deserve it. But at the end of the day, it's a North London derby. I think they're going to really bring their best game of the season, which isn't saying much, let's be honest. But I think they're going to bring their best game of the season. But I think we're going to nick it 2-0.
Even if they played like they did against United, I still think we win.
Yeah,
I still
agree.
think we win, because even though that was their best performance, I wasn't that impressed.
They even have a shot on target all game. I know they scored, but
they had like 1, which was the penalty.
Yeah.
So like everyone was going mad about that performance, how well it was. I was watching, I was like, look, they played well.
That's just another example of that false Arsenal hype over and over again. But anyway, all right. I'm going 2-0. My brother's going 3-1. Let me know in the comment section below what scoreline you're going for. If you are going to be in that stadium on Sunday, make sure you make it a harsh atmosphere for the Arsenal players, and make sure you sing up for the lads.
And also, if you are going to this stadium and you want to send us some videos or some content of fans in the stadium, we'll really appreciate it. We can be shown on the live show on Sunday, and we'll show it on our channel as well.
All right, so there you have it. North London derby this weekend. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs!